Welcome to Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt of the Marquardt Law Firm at marquardtlawfirm.com.
Welcome to Talk Law Radio. I'm Todd Marquardt. Now it's time to discover your legal issue blind spots by listening to me talk about the law on the radio. As more Americans want to age in place, there's challenges in home care today. We're diving into current issues such as workforce shortages, funding gaps, legal rights, safety concerns, Medicare and Medicaid, and protecting our loved ones. Special guest Regina Yockey, administrator at Avenues Home Care, is going to be with us. But first, let's check in with Joseph Warren, financial planner with Financial Planning HQ. He and Steve and Jacob are sponsoring the show, and we like to highlight some financial tip for the week. So Joseph, what's the financial focus today?
Yeah, I thought it's very fitting for this show. When you go to court and you're on the witness stand, they always say, do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You've probably seen it in movies. I recently got a jury summons. I may be seeing it soon if they select me.
Hopefully.
But what I found is that a lot of high net worth clients, they really appreciate the unvarnished truth, and they don't want us to be yes men. A lot of financially successful people are surrounded by yes people. Mm-hmm. They'll just say, yeah, that's right, because it's less friction. It's the easy thing to do. But we found that really our value shines when we're helping our client avoid those big mistakes, or we're helping them to see things from a different perspective so they can get to their goals faster. Right?
Yeah. Tell us about a time when you had to tell somebody the unvarnished truth.
Yes. Time is flying, but back in 2022, you may remember there was an inflation spike. Inflation went to 9.1%. And there was also a little market dip that went along with that. I had a client who, financially successful, but was holding on to excess cash and was wary of putting it in the market. So our official recommendation to them was, the market's low, it's dipping, inflation's high, so cash is losing value. So go ahead and put this amount of excess cash into the market. But naturally, there was some fear around that. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of negative headlines, and they didn't want to take that advice. So I remember talking to the team, talking to Steve and Jacob, and I was kind of making it about myself, and they called me on that, right? Kind of like the Christian idea of rebuke. They kind of rebuked me on that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why aren't they taking my advice? Me. But they told me it's not about you at all. They're paying you to help them to make good decisions, even when they don't want to do it. So it's up to you to get them to do it. And that changed my mindset. And I went into a meeting with them, and I basically showed them, if you don't take this move, it hurts your chances of being able to retire early. You may have to work an extra year, an extra 2 years. And I showed them the exact chance. We did the Monte Carlo simulation.
Yeah.
And they listened. I answered all their questions that they had. I made sure they fully understood. And they agreed to start putting some money towards the market when it was at discount prices. And now they're 1 year into their retirement, early retirement, with a 100% chance of success.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned from talking with you and Steve and Jacob is that having a financial CEO and a financial strategy goes a lot further than just investment management. It's really a plan for good times and bad.
Yes, I always think of the investments as just one part of the puzzle. And actually, I see it as kind of like the easiest thing. You can beat, I didn't really check the numbers, but probably 93% of active investment managers just by buying low-cost index funds. Warren Buffett's a big believer in that. Mm-hmm. The Bogleheads are certain people who talk about that. But really, you could just buy these Vanguard funds and just keep up with the market. So the investment part of it is pretty easy. Right? What's important is really learning about everything that's important to the client. What is their why behind wanting to achieve their goals? What are their specific goals? What are those exact dates? And where are they now financially, and what exactly do they need to do? What are those next 2 to 3 steps they need to take to make sure that they're going to achieve their goals? Because it's one thing to know, right? We have AI, we have the internet, we have the world at our fingertips. We're drowning in knowledge, right? But at the same time, those who are successful are the people who actually act on it. They act on the best knowledge. So we make sure that our clients are those people who are acting on the best knowledge available, so they will achieve their goals no matter what happens in the Middle East, what happens with oil prices, whatever happens in their industry. We make sure that our clients will achieve their goals.
Can you give us an example of how you helped someone like that?
Yeah, so something, if you're just focusing on the investments in a vacuum, you may not think about because you're not getting paid for it, would be cash reserves. And it's so simple, right? Dave Ramsey, who, he's helped my mom, he's helped a lot of people that I know get out of debt. Mm-hmm. But one of the simple principles that he talks about is having an emergency fund. So I had this client who worked in the oil fields, right? We're in Texas, there's a lot of people who work in the oil fields. And that's a notoriously unstable industry when it comes to job security. As soon as they don't need you, they'll let go of your contract, right? Mm-hmm. So we planned for that. We made sure he had the exact amount of cash reserves that he needed. We substantiated. So we say, you need this amount of months of non-discretionary or non-luxury expenses, this amount of debt payments, all your insurance premiums, the disability, like everything. We made sure we told him to the dollar, this is the amount you need to have. And then we made sure it got done and said exactly how to fund it. So recently, his contract ended. He had a very high-paying contract, and he was out of work for a little bit. But we had a plan for that. We even had a plan for if the worst happened, because we talk about the comprehensive safety review. We look at what to do if bad things happen. And we had a plan for if he were to lose his job temporarily. Mm-hmm. And he was fine, and he stayed on track for his goals during that time when he was out of a job, because we had a plan in place, and there was very little panic. It was just like, okay, let's do what we plan to do. So it takes the emotions out of it, and it makes it so that even when life happens, these things happen, you're going to be okay. You're going to hit your goals. That's what we're here for. So good times, but really the plan shines when things go wrong.
And what role does accountability play?
I think about going to the gym. So when I work with a fitness coach, and I've noticed that I work out a lot harder, and I do those extra sets, and I push myself a lot further when my coach is right there. Mm-hmm. But if I go to the gym by myself, which I did yesterday, without a coach there, it's very easy to be like, I did 3 sets, I made it here, I've done what I need to do. Mm-hmm. But when he's there, he'll be like, we're doing another set. No, keep pushing, I need you to do like 3. It's a different level. So the accountability piece really is huge. It's hard for most people to hold themselves accountable to the same level they would if there was someone there holding them accountable.
Better performance.
Yeah, better performance. Think about all the greatest performers in the world. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. I'm thinking about basketball, but we have the World Cup, the best soccer players. They all have coaches. So it's like this idea of you have someone there holding you accountable, making sure you're staying on track for what you need to do. Because like I said before, it's not just about the information. We all have access to a lot of information, but it's making sure that everything happens when it needs to happen or ahead of schedule.
As a rule, you limit the number of clients you take. Yeah. Why is that?
I actually want to put the audience on the stand. I'm going to ask them some questions.
Okay.
So the first question, we act like we're in court. So order in the court. How many clients does your financial advisor have? Do you know that? Right. And where do you rank among the clients? Because I remember it's industry practice to rank your clients A, B, C, and D. Are you an A client? Mm-hmm. If you are an A client, are you aware that you're subsidizing the C and D clients? That they're paying less fees and probably taking up more of the team's or the advisor's attention? And do you think that's ethical? I'm not going to say the answer. I know what the answer is, but do you believe that's ethical for, most of the clients to pay less money but get more of the attention, and you're subsidizing them?
Good question. Post a comment if you want to engage with Joseph. What should our listeners do if they want to contact you directly?
Yep. Just on that, we charge one flat fee for all our clients. It's the same fee for everybody. And if you want to contact us, if you're someone who's aware that it's not just about having the knowledge and information, it's about making sure that your team is acting in coordination to make sure that you get there, call me at 210-444-2128. That's 210-444-2128. We'll have a 20-minute conversation all about you. Whether we decide to work together or not, we'll make sure that's valuable for you and that you come away with 1 to 3 action items that you can take to improve your plan. And that's whether we work together or not. And if we're a fit, we'll take it to the next step and complete your financial roadmap.
And Steve says that it'll be a great experience.
It truly will. I know we are the ones running it, but we enjoy doing it. We love what we do. And it's all about you. So it's not going to be about us saying, we've been in business since this year. We have these credentials. It's really what do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? We want to learn about you. And if it's a good fit, we'll take it to the next level and complete your financial roadmap. Also complimentary, and also will be extremely valuable for you.
Okay, Joseph, we got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This has been Talk Law Radio with attorney Todd Marquardt, brought to you by the Marquardt Law Firm. You can learn more at marquardtlawfirm.com. And be sure to listen to the full Talk Law Radio show Saturday mornings at 11 on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Most families don't realize they have hidden legal blind spots until it's too late. Wills, trusts, Medicaid planning, even protecting a business. These are the kinds of issues attorney Todd Marquardt helps uncover before they become problems. Todd is the host of Talk Law Radio, where each week he guides listeners through the legal challenges families, veterans, and business owners face, while showing them the practical steps to protect what matters most. Catch Talk Law Radio, Saturdays at 11 a.m. on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 6:30 a.m. The Word, and now in Houston on AM 1070 and 103.3 FM The Answer, or anytime on YouTube. Planning isn't just about documents. It's about peace of mind, security for loved ones, and building a legacy that lasts. Don't wait for a crisis. Do it before you die.